Hello, I'm Brian Heater, life coach and author for Transforming Ourselves. My website's transformingourselves.com. Many of you watching this video have downloaded my free guidebook, 30 Steps to Conscious Living, and are on my list. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying the guidebook and that it's helping you on your journey. So let's go a little more into depth about conscious living and mindfulness. And because many of you I know are seeking a more fulfilling life. You're seeking to awaken your true potential, and you're seeking to have more mindfulness in difficult situations and find a more sense of peace. And so this is what this video is about. This is what my work's about. My mission is to help people find a more sense of peace and to improve their lives so they're more happy and more fulfilled. And so this is what we're going to talk about today. In our fast-paced world, it's very stressful at times for all of us, and we catch ourselves being angry or depressed or distressed, and we need to learn a new way to deal with this in a more peaceful manner and find more of a sense of inner well-being. And this is what mindfulness and conscious living is about. It's a practical type of spirituality, and it connects us to the larger universe. And so really, what can we do? How can we find this sense of peace? What is the solution? Well, the solution is, number one, is to be aware. To be aware of your thoughts, your actions, and your feelings. And that awareness is the number one key first. And so there's different tools and techniques we can utilize to make ourselves more aware. So let's talk about those a little bit. And remember, we need to take small steps. So we need to take small steps to alter our negative behaviors. And when I talk about negative behaviors, it's behaviors that don't do us any good, such as depression, anger, jealousy, and the various negative emotions. Now, obviously, we're going to have these at times, and it's okay. But the majority of the time, we should be in a higher vibration of compassion, of peace, of hope, enthusiasm, love. And those give us more well-being, a sense of health, and also it spreads the good energy around us to other people. So this is important. But again, our negative behaviors don't really serve us or the world, and so the goal is to try to change those. So my path of self-discovery started when I was 19. I was an activist and had my first awakening. I thought I could change the world by changing how we live, by changing the institutions, by changing money, by changing basic outer stuff. And although this is important, we still need to change our outer stuff to make a more peaceful world. Really, I found out that the revolution starts within. And this took me quite a while. And as I learned more and did more self-discovery, self-exploration, did a lot of spiritual work and a lot of coaching and counseling myself too, I found again that when you change your inner self and your inner behaviors, that things change around you. That energy vibrates out, so to speak. And so first, again, is to be aware. And second, again, then we have to remember that the revolution starts within. So those are two big points. So I've developed a well-being model based on this, based on ancient truths that help us develop our well-being, based on modern science also, and based on New Thought philosophy, which combines basically science and spirituality. And that's the cool part about today's day and age, is that science and spirituality are combining. They're finding that they're similar truths. And what science is telling us is that we are energy. We're made up of energy, and that our energy affects both our health and well-being and affects those people around us. We're connected to this larger universal energy field, so to speak. And so what we think and feel affects ourselves and affects the vibration around us. So the model I really go to is based on the four parts of ourselves. And these four parts are mind, body, spirit, and emotions. It's important to remember that these, I really believe, are the 4 pillars of mindfulness, that we need to work on each one of these and understand that they're connected to each other. We need to work on our mind, our body, our spirit, and emotions to find a sense of peace and well-being. And this helps us become more aware and become more mindful and peaceful. Let's look at the model, and we can see here that I'm on the chart I put up is that there's no hierarchy. It's based on a circle. Now the circle is an ancient model. The indigenous cultures used this model. They use it in the medicine wheel. And so you can see there's no hierarchy. There's no triangle. So either one of those four parts of ourselves, and the indigenous people use the four elements also, earth, wind, fire, and water. But the four parts for ourselves, again, as you can see in the chart, is that no one is more important than the other. And the body affects the mind affects the spirit affects emotions, and so on. And so our emotions affect, obviously, our body, and our mind affects our emotions, and vice versa. They're all connected. So we need to work on all four parts of those selves, both individually and in congruence together, to find a sense of well-being and mindfulness. So this is kind of what my model is about and how I teach a lot of mindfulness. What are steps we can do to help ourselves? Besides being aware, which is a perfect first step, I'm going to go into length in the next video on some very specific tools and techniques. We'll go a little bit more specific into the four parts of yourself. But for this one, I want to give you a few key tips. We got a couple more minutes here, and I want to give you a few quick tips of what you can do. So number one, I'm repeating myself, is be aware. Be awake of your thoughts and behaviors. Awaken yourself to your feelings. And remember that try to be in a positive vibration as much as you can. So the perfect way is what I call a beautiful mind. Try to be in a beautiful mind. Have gratitude for what you have, for the positive things. Think about the positive things you have in your life. And try to bring your vibrations up into the higher realms, such as love, compassion, enthusiasm, hope. Now obviously it's hard to be in those states all the time, but just remember that's kind of the goal, is to get up into those higher vibrations and recognize and let go of your negative thoughts and beliefs. And the more you're aware and recognize this, the more you'll slowly let go. So when a negative behavior or thought does enter your mind or your feelings, you recognize it, you become aware, and you let it go. You breathe in and out. You say, I no longer, want to feel you. Let go. There's many techniques we'll talk about more in depth, but more or less to recognize that and to let go and try to bring your vibration to the higher realms. And take small steps. Perfection isn't required. Don't judge yourself. Just become aware that, okay, I was angry. Perhaps I shouldn't have been doing that. Okay, next time I'll do better. Okay, and that's very important. And so the important thing is what I call the 51% rule. If we can be in a higher state, a higher vibration of energy 51% of the time, that is habit forming. That will change our consciousness, and that will cause that inner revolution within. So remember, that it doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to be aware, and you have to recognize when those behaviors come to you, those feelings, and then slowly breathe in and change them as you can. Take time each day to do this. Take time each day to start with some quiet time, with some mindfulness time, meditation, prayer, affirmations, ritual and ceremony can help too. Whatever works for you, whatever calls to you, try to take a few minutes each morning and each evening at least. And if you can do it in the middle of the day, that'd be great too. I also recommend mini meditations. So if you're having a stressful moment, or some anger comes up, or some sadness, that just take 1 to 3 minutes. Breathe in, recognize it, and let it go. And try to think of things that you're grateful for, things that you're hopeful for, enthusiastic. See how you're changing the vibration? That's real important. So this eventually becomes a habit. And so we're talking about a lot of inner revolution, inner stuff. Well, you got to remember, it's what we call the ripple effect. And so eventually it's like a stone being thrown into a pond. When you go to a higher place, a higher vibration of love, hope, enthusiasm, this ripples outwards. Similarly, if you're angry or depressed, that energy also ripples out. Again, going back to science, is that we're all energy. The more we can be in the higher vibrations, the more it ripples out to other people, and that's where outer action starts. First with our friends and our family, our workers, co-workers, and then all of a sudden we're doing these positive actions that change the world. So you see how it ripples out. We call this the ripple effect. So the main thing is to disrupt your old patterns of behaviors, your old negative patterns, and try something new. So ask the universe also to help. Ask the spirits if you're more spiritual. Ask the universe if you just believe in universal energy. Whatever works for you. Ask for some help from the larger universe, because it is there to help you. And if you connect to this larger energy, it is there. And it's part of you. You are part of that, and it's part of you. And just remember that this is a lifetime journey. So take small steps. Don't judge yourself. And you'll see some significant changes of habit. If you're consistent, you will see change. So my next video, I'm going to go into some more specific tools and techniques that you can use to find mindfulness and to be more aware. We're also going to talk a little bit more specifically about the 4 parts of yourself: mind, body, spirit, and emotions. And so I hope you can join me. I'm trying to get that together here in the next couple of weeks. And I'll put that out in the email. And regardless, stay on my list because I have lots going on. I'm also putting together a mindfulness course that I'm going to invite you all to. And regardless, I have free articles, ongoing articles, free videos. Again, if you haven't downloaded my book, 30 Steps to Conscious Living, go to my website now, transformingourselves.com. Download it. It's a good book full of great steps. Take 1 step a day, and that could really help your life. But stay on my list, and like I said, I got a lot of free stuff. I'm here to help you on your journey, and we'll see you next video in a couple of weeks.